Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Let's see if we are YouTubing to the Rational Investor. Awesome. So, I guess the last time I chatted with you guys was, let's see, we got to put the YouTube page up there. There we are. Last time I chatted with you guys was, I guess, on Wednesday. And I think on balance, everything's pretty much just moving along, almost the same course, same trajectory that we saw that day. So nothing really out of the ordinary new here. But at the same time, too, I think basically the trends that are in place and that are established are probably going to continue right on into this December 23rd event. So, I don't know, just slow and steady wins the race. For the purpose, actually, what I usually do is a dashboard. That's why. I was like, something doesn't look right. Anyway, dashboard's coming along. Site's really progressing. We're coming into basically 1 month until we want to have this all nice and polished for you. Right, the indicator, interesting. S&P 500 kind of rolled over here, but not really from an overbought position. We're at 67 and 54 now here. So it's like, yeah, but at the same time too, we've got legislators all saying, hey, we're going to throw more free money at the market and stuff like that. So I don't really see any sort of massive, sell everything, get out. And then also too, I still 100% believe this whole market is moving into that Jupiter-Saturn pivot. I hate to say it, a little bit of sort of logic is kind of going right out the window right now. Sentiment. This is totally a sentiment-driven market. And I also see lots and lots of sort of public dissemination of why you should be in these things, like total sales pitches. And I hate that. It drives you nuts. Like I was on Yahoo webpage there the other day, and they like to intersprinkle advertisements amongst the news headlines. So you have to look, okay, is this actually an advertisement or is this actually like a news article by Reuters or AP or something? And it's like, I mean, it's almost funny. The news article, OPEC, energy markets, bottoming, prices are moving higher, or something like that. Then the advertisement is, the top 10 gold stocks you should buy today. It's just like, and that's the exact opposite of what we're seeing. You've heard me talking recently, gee whiz, the silly energy market keeps moving up. And Kevin, you got off a double in one of your oil stock warrants today, didn't you? I don't know whether Kevin's here or not, but
No, not oil. It's that well. I guess I think it's like it's not oil wells.
it's what?
I think it was water wells.
Wishing wells?
Wishing
Just kidding. Anyway, lots of TRIers are having a lot of fun on banging out doubles in the oil market of late. So anyway, point here is I'm not really a big oil bull, and I won't be for the next 15 years. So I basically let that rally slip by. But I suppose I participated in the electric vehicle market, so that's my proxy there. Anyway, point here is market was looking a little waffly, maybe a little dangerous, but not really overly overbought. Kind of wishy-washy here. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Interesting how utilities are a bit weak here. That might actually reflect the bond market weakness. And you can see the bonds are, No, actually bonds are relatively positive on the medium term, so no real damage there. But interesting to see the utilities are pretty negative, both short and medium term. But you can see, on medium term, we're starting to get a little bit heavy here. I don't really want to see that too much. And then, of course, if we look at this crypto fear greed index, how do you think this picture is going to resolve? This is a free API from these people that we just happen to have plunked onto the site. You can embed this in your site too, wherever. And if you just want to, your dashboard, If you want to just simply force yourself, I will buy when crypto is massively negative, just horribly red. You do yourself a huge favor in this world, I'll tell you. Like last spring when everything was just collapsing and they were just giving shit away, this was all the way down over here. So, when I see an image like that, I gotta be concerned. It's dangerous. The writing's on the wall. The problem here, kind of like all these images, is these big catalysts that I'm anticipating. December 23rd. There's December 22nd. There's December 23rd. That's still 2.5, 3 weeks away. So it's not like there's a huge hurry for this to change tomorrow. This market state, I think it goes on for the next like 2 or 3 weeks. Massive COVID sickness just running absolutely out of control through the United States of America. Do find it fascinating. One thing that really jumped out at me today was that the Canadian economic data is just through the roof. They always say Canada is about 10% the size of the U.S. economy. It's about 10% of the population. And the Canadian, the jobs number here came in just an absolutely staggering number. 99,000 new jobs, full-time jobs created. Now, I don't know if this is skewed, what I'm looking at there. But, in comparison purposes, actually interesting. So I got 62,000. So there's full-time employment change. So the total employment change was up 62,000. And as I said, in U.S. comparison terms, that would be like non-farm payrolls up 600,000 in the U.S. And you can see non-farm payrolls came in 245,000 in the U.S. Interesting how the last report out of the U.S. Was 600,000 in that sort of number. Even then, Canadian jobs numbers were still coming in well above that 10% mark. So, clearly this is, COVID is absolutely out of control in the United States and things are closing down. Frankly speaking, I don't know whether I can actually even believe this number. It's so big. Basically full-time jobs increased 100,000. That is, like I said, in comparison, that'd be like the States creating 1 million new full-time jobs. It just seemed over the top. But having said that, what's the market's reaction? Market's always the final arbiter, right? And the Canadian dollar's going friggin' nuts here. Look at this goddamn thing, straight up. It's baffling. Us at TRI, we like to have a nice diversified portfolio, so we own a big whack of a whole bunch of different currencies, and I'm glad I got some Canadian dollars on the books. Ay, caramba! So, I don't know what this portends for Canada going forward. It's interesting. I do have a pretty big level up in the mid-80s. Jesus, I don't know where the hell this damn thing's going, but that really surprised me. So, out of the broader market, actually, I didn't really see any massive reaction out of the U.S. jobs number. U.S. dollar index kind of just doing nothing here today. And the euro, right? They're talking about a $1 trillion stimulus package for the eurozone here. Yen not really overly exciting. It's these commodity currencies. Even the Aussie's catching a bit of a bid. And actually, I noticed there was a cute little horizontal support and resistance club trade to actually buy the Aussie on the non-farm payrolls report released this morning, which was interesting. Didn't get the setup on the Canadian dollar, but gee whiz, that Canadian dollar is just insanely strong here. You can see stocks obviously reacted relatively positively to that report, and conversely, the bonds just got kicked again in the shins. What's fascinating here, though, this crazy fugazi world. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. I mean, you see what's going on with that bond market. Where's your chart? You guys are over here. That's this mess. I saw a headline that said that mortgage rates hit another new low. Well, what the hell's going on here? This is the U.S. Treasury bond future. There is your historically low interest rates, and this thing's been like rolling over and heading down. And look at these sell signals. 2 or 3 days ago, and that was Wednesdays, I said, wow, that is one hell of a nasty outside downside key reversal. And Brew Hoo 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 actually correctly identified that. Way to go, sir. And we got another one, but this isn't a key reversal. But this is going to definitely be a candle body engulfing bar. That's very, very bearish. I mean, we haven't broken these lows. So, maybe this is just fluff in here. But I'll tell you, man, there is a lot of people selling bonds big time in here. So, and, seeing the stock market work its way higher, I wonder whether maybe the bond market's going to work its way down into some sort of pivot here into that December event. Remember we had talked about that November 13th was that last Jupiter-Earth Pluto conjunct, and we wanted to wait for the consolidation and then take whichever direction it was following the event. And remember we said that the crude oil was leading, and could we believe this? Well, you can see in hindsight clearly the resolution was to the upside, and all these risk assets are rocketing higher here. And then, like I said, in the bond market, oh my goodness, risk off. They're getting absolutely destroyed here. The outlier, the kind of funny, can't leave you scratching your head market, the gold right now, it's enjoyed a pretty healthy dead cat bounce. That's pretty much all I would call it at this point. Interesting how my funny little sort of cockeyed channel A, B, C, D thesis, it kind of was looking for some sort of stab down in this area. I don't know whether that's been hit or not. Could probably also do an A, B, C, D. That also paints a level down in here. It's interesting how this gap on this just GC1 exclamation mark, this gap has not been filled in yet. You can see it's a little bit lower than where we are now. So I guess the way I would look at this is counter trend rally into structural fail levels. If you wanted to sell this M top, right, up, down, up, fail, that is the fail level. So not a big surprise, actually, guys who wanted to sell are actually doing some selling now. So we'll see how this goes, and a little bit opposite to the other risk-off assets in that he's actually enjoyed a little bit of a bounce here of late. Kevin was telling me the Russell 2000 just going absolutely apeshit here this morning. You can see a little, small cap versus big cap stocks as sort of a risk proxy in the market. It just broke out to new highs, so that's obviously more risk on. A lot of the little names all looking very green here today. Haven't been banging out any doubles, but a lot of names. This one here, for example, we picked this up at 210 off of this W action. Just makes sense. It's what TRI does. Zooming up here, but not a double. 50% return on your money. That's not so bad, but it's not a double yet. So there's really nothing for me to squawk about. This thing hits 4 and change. I'll sell half, and out goes another tweet. You know how the game goes. Jesus Christ, one of our site members had this pick the other day down in here. He's like, take a look at this one. I love this thing in here. Look at that rally. Way to go, Adam. Nice call. So, it's that kind of market. One of our site OGs was touting this name here recently. I went and snuck in here at like 95 cents. What a lucky bastard. So, that's the kind of day we're having. It's a pretty nice day there in junior stockland, eh? Site principal Julian, Baby Powder Report, does it on Thursdays. This is one of his stock ideas he bought recently. And as the old shaver commercial goes, I like it so much I bought the company. I went and bought some. So I don't mind. It's a good looking stock. There's a bunch of them that are all looking like this right now. So I haven't been banging out any double tweet kind of things, but gee whiz, great looking stock market. Here's a little junior penny piece of crap in Vancouver that's just got money written all over it. But remember, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing with my money. I'm not telling you guys to buy or sell anything. I couldn't care whether you buy or sell anything that I talk about here. Remember, this is all supposed to be for edutainment. So, point of the matter here is you can see lots of green on the screen. Hell, even names that we picked up here in the big cap space that we thought were value, they're doing very, very well here. So my hunch is I wouldn't be surprised over the next few days if this continues. You're probably going to start hearing the banging out doubles tweets train starting up again. All right. There's nothing really in particular I wanted to mention here. So back to your story here. So risk on, risk off, get the fuck out. Risk off, kind of waffling, dead cat bounce into resistance. Risk off as a when it's bullish, but this kind of image clearly risk on. Risk on. Should Bitcoin do well in here? I think so. I mean, again, we're still weeks ahead of that December 23rd event. I think the market's going to rally into that event. So I don't know whether it's in such a good, it's in your best interest to come in here and call tops on this stuff. I mean, I put out a tweet to this effect the other day, sort of reviewing this, watching harmonic patterns. I remember I'm a levels kind of guy, so I want to see the market come into a specific level. Then I want to look down at the indicators and the market, the internal starts saying, well, she's starting to run out of steam at this level, i.e. divergence. I haven't got any sign of she running out of steam at all here. We did have the potential there last week for a nice little dump, but they actually ended up taking most of the correction back by the end of the week, which creates a funny little inflection point right off of that candle body level. And, of course, pushed to new highs here this week. Are you buying value? Of course not. We all know what the cost of production is, and if you don't know, go and grab things like Shane's study here. And, of course, technicians, you're going to be doing things like reload zones, buying against the bottom end of ranges, blah, 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 blah. So you want things like value metrics. I would use tools like this. When they line up, we like to call those rational ideas. So what are you buying right now? And I think this is purely a sentiment proxy. The human species is very stressed out right now. Assets like Bitcoin, in my opinion, especially in this iteration, might change over time. Ethereum kind of building out the world's largest computer, that kind of stuff, DeFi. This stuff is going to evolve over time. But Bitcoin in its original sort of iteration, I think, is very much that store of value kind of story, i.e. I'm scared shitless, i.e. I can't trust the system, can't trust the government, I just want out. You can go buy some gold. Getting a hold of physical gold, very, very difficult. You could buy the paper gold, but is it actually real gold? Tough to say. So maybe consider buying some Bitcoins. Get the wallet. Interesting how the U.S. government is going to make it very challenging to keep your coins on your own cold storage wallets off exchanges. I find that fascinating. But that's in the new year. That's not now. That's like down the road. And I wouldn't be surprised that kind of talk is actually what derails this bull here in the short term. But in the short term, levels kind of guy. I do have a pretty big level coming up here where I've got a chaos, good old Foggenbaum. Got 113 extension. And Kevin will tell you, if I ever let him talk on one of these videos, that he loves hunting 113 extensions. Maybe you can just confirm so it doesn't sound like I'm bullshitting the audience. Kevin, do you like 113 extensions? Oh, he's not even here. Oh, well.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, there he is. Oh, he was just teasing me. So, do you like 113 extensions?
I do. I do. I couldn't get off mute in time.
Okay.
I do. I'll be interested to see Bitcoin come up there into that level.
Yeah. And of course, there's a 1.618, which is what we call an alt ABCD PRZ, or potential reversal zone. So, 3 different levels all coming in here around this 22, 21 and a half, 22,000 area. I find it hard to believe that we're not going to hit that. So that's what I would be thinking. You can see where the catalyst windows are here. How does this look over the next week or two? It's a mug's game. I don't think there's going to be any more big dumps. Like, I think they screwed the kids last through that Thanksgiving weekend. It was so textbook the way they did that. But because, and you can see this chart, because last week, it left this big old tail. We can technically explore all through here, no problem. But, into this event here, I think the odds are pretty high that we're going to reach up into this area. But we'll see. Only time will tell. Excuse me. For those lower time frame players that are like trading this stuff, this is a setup that we've been following on the site through the week here. Bullish bot, there's that 21,800. Oh, what a surprise. I think you just heard me say that number. And interesting too how if we did a megaphone, we're thinking sort of out into the middle of December, maybe that's getting awfully close to that 13th, somewhere up in this area. That's maybe where we have that push up top here. I like that thinking. It's not illogical. So for the traders on the site, we followed this inverted head and shoulders. Remember, that's the dump I was referring to there from last week. Boom, boom, boom. Turn. Yeah, it's iffy. I mean, what I do like now, and if anything, I like this even better. We have a rule on TRI that we like to see a W on the other side of this trend line. And notice that never really came in. In fact, actually, we got M's, didn't we? Now, and we often see, keep in mind, I've seen this happen lots, right? Where we could just walk our way down this trend line. I've seen that lots. But you can see, what are they doing here? Well, it sure looks to me like they're trying to W her out. And wow, right off the bot level. What a surprise. So, I wouldn't fault anybody who's like, traders got to trade, trader's life. There's a W coming in off the bot level. I'm going to gun for 21.8 and I'm going to risk down to 18.8. You might even just, for the really lower time frame players, maybe just hunt a setup right in there. But, I don't mind the idea of looking for that stab up top still. If this does go and M out here and we lose these lows, maybe through like a weekend dump or something like that, then my bullish enthusiasm is going to be curtailed. But I still don't mind the idea of hunting longs in here. It's not a bad thinking. Been watching Ethereum really closely. Man, this has just been a nail biter. We had Colin on the call today, one of our site OGs. Came on Friday, did a great review of the whole crypto universe, getting the whole site ready for the weekend frivolity. Probably at least a half a dozen totally huntable, stockable names that he gave the audience that are putting in beautiful little W's right in reload zones. So you can definitely tell Colin's ready to rock and roll. If this market wants to rally, he's all over it. What I find interesting about this image is this is actually just, you had your big fundamental event here, right? And if anything, great example, buy the rumor, sell the news. It doesn't necessarily mean that the market's going to crap out. It turns out actually there just weren't that many sellers. But this market definitely turned from a trending market state, higher highs and higher lows, into a ranging market state. And this is what we call a diamond pattern, and you cannot assume the resolution of this diamond until this high, oops, up here, or this low down here taken out. Until that happens, this is a trading range. And it's actually really cool to watch how the market just basically plays ping pong back and forth in this trading range. Got to do the fibs right, though. So you had a big dump, boom, into here. If this is a range, then markets like to range 70 to 80% of the time. Then odds are, actually probably right through here, odds are you're going to get some sort of top that comes in right in there. And gee whiz, what a surprise. Look at that, even nice pretty little M. And then you can do it the other way around. Well, if this is a range, then we should bottom somewhere down in here. And lo and behold, look what's happening. So, hopefully what you see, again, remember our diamond pattern. What this really is just a big honking triangle. And it's resolving. And the rule is that usually these triangles resolve about 2/3 of the apex. So I'll leave this on the chart. Be really interesting to see what happens through the broiler chickens. But my hunch is the resolution is probably somewhere in through here. So let's see what happens. Obviously this is a lower time frame trader kind of thing. For you higher time frame, 4 hour, that kind of thing, swing traders, your pivot points to watch are this high and that low. And until either one of them are broken, you can't really assume anything. For now, we're ranging. And if anything, that is such a beautiful analogy of a range trader's life. Trend trader, range trader. So, with that kind of image, probably the odds are a lot of altcoins are going to look a heck of a lot similar. And if we go look at the poop perp, you see counter trend rally up into reload short zones and now some traffic. So what I would just simply say is if this is actually a top, this is the area where the people that put the top in here that stopped this bull market and turned it into a range, they're going to defend their trade. And that's exactly what I see happening here. You don't know who's going to win this battle, right? The market is a price discovery process. There's really no right or wrong. It's just a question of, who's got deeper pockets, the bulls or the bears? So, we were talking about triangles. If we line this up, something along those lines. Not, it's certainly not rocket science what I'm doing here, just very basic. But, this consolidation probably resolves somewhere right around here. So, that's your market state, So, if anything, I thought it was interesting. Colin sort of like, whatever the weekend does, that's usually the fade trade. So he's actually kind of rooting that the market's soft through the weekend. So that sets up another big-ass rally when the adults come back to work on Monday. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. But hopefully I've given you some reference and some levels. Give you an idea of what I'm seeing in the market and sort of the temperament. I mean, clearly we're in a risk-on kind of environment. So, get out there and see if you can bang out some doubles. Like I said, you maybe pop on the site, check out Colin's presentation. It was about an hour long today. Like I said, I think he's got about a half a dozen altcoins there that look all like they're just basically setting themselves up. And you just got to get in there and start hunting with a bowl and spoon. Okay, I think I'll leave the rant at that. Have yourselves a great rest of your day. See everybody for Broiler Chickens on Sunday. All the best, and bye.